It was October 2021, and I wanted to return to competition in judo after stopping for 2 years because of COVID. And the first competition that they called me in was a team competition. By the way, a team competition is when two teams of different weight classes in judo. Judo is a martial art, by the way, for you that you don't know. And you compete in different weight classes, of course. And the weight classes that they called me in was the 66 weight category. So I was around 71 kilos. So I was over 5 to 6 kilos over my weight class that they called me in. And I had a little bit of fat, but I wasn't very fat, you know. I haven't that much body fat to lose, but I have to become leaner in order to compete in this competition. And I wanted to grapple as soon as possible. So in that period, I just discovered David Goggins and his story about how he lost 30 kilos in 3 months in order to get recruited in the Navy SEAL program. So I wanted to do something very similar. I started to eating around 1,300 calories, which is absolutely nothing. I remember eating really just salads and chicken every day, and I was tracking everything I was eating, and I with everything I mean everything. I put it down on an app that give me the exact amount of calories, and I was eating around 1,300, 1,500, something like that. And I was walking a lot. I was doing more than 10,000 steps a day. I was going to university with my bike, so I was doing around 20 kilometers of biking every day, and I was still doing judo. So it was very intense, and I eat not that much. I had very low mood. I was always tired. I had no energy, zero energy, and I was thinking about food 24 hours a day, basically. 7 days a week, I was thinking about food. I also started to watching all of these food challenges where all of these people like eating these giant pizzas and very disgusting content, but at the time it was like porn for me, literally. It was literally like porn. And also my algorithm I think found me, and all of my YouTube feed become full of these food challenges, recipes, and all of that. It become like my porn food become my porn at the time. And from 71 at the end of the month, I get down to 65 kilos. And I remember that end of October I've done my competition. I won I think 2 matches. I lost one, something like that. And I don't give a shit about how the competition actually goes. I want something to fucking eat. So I remember when I finished the competition, I took a giant pizza and half kilo of ice cream. I remember eating this giant fucking pizza, and after the pizza, I eat ice cream. And when I finished all of that, I was sick for how much I eat it, and I wanted to eat even more and more. I eat it so much that I felt sick, and in the next days, I felt this urge to keep eating, even if I was full. And by full, I don't mean, oh yes, I feel very nice, I feel very great. By full, I mean uncomfortably full. Okay, I started to eat in a very uncontrolled, disordered, and uncontrolled manner, you know, without having the minimal control over my body. So I will explain to you. My body was moving. I was thinking, oh fuck, I should stop eating that much. That's not healthy for me. But I couldn't make my body stop. Right? It's like my body was going by itself. I could not stop it. Okay, I wanted to stop. I wasn't even hungry, but I couldn't. I couldn't because my body felt like it was starving and it needed that shit. It needed that much extra calories. And in the next years, I kept competing at 66 category, and between controlling my calories, controlling my body weight, doing things in the day-to-day life, and also kept training, I started to developing a not so ideal relationship with food. It become not a way for me to nourish myself, but it becomes a way to self-medicate my stress also. And it bring me to different episodes that will follow basically the same pattern scheme. So I felt stress or negative emotion, and in order to suppress or medicate the stress or negative emotion, I started to eat, eat a lot, eat a lot. Then I will felt shame for not being able to control myself, and so I started to doing fasting for some days. Then I stressed again, binge eat, try to suppress suffering, binge eating in order to try to suppress suffering, felt shame, so I will start to again doing fasting. I felt shame again. I start to eating, etc., etc. It was a vicious cycle that led me to a compulsive and addiction. Like it was an addiction for me. Food is still a kind of an addiction, and sometimes I have trouble to to control myself. Also when I eat, still today, even if I able to manage my body weight, I'm not that much able to control myself during nutrition, during meals, and it's problematic for me. One thing that helped me a lot and also could help you to manage your addiction, whether it's nicotine, whether it's alcohol, or also food addiction, like it's for me, is to increase your awareness. So what I was doing is I kept my like a diary, a journaling, where I started to journal about what caused the episode of binge eating. So what triggered my binge eating episode? What is the cause that led me to eat more than I usually do? What emotion I felt during binge eating? Sometimes it was boredom, sometimes it was stress, sometimes it was anxiety, not depression, but low mood in general. I had an argument, so I needed to eat. And I also journal about where I was in the room. I was in the kitchen, what time it was of the day, with who I was, what hour and what day. So it was maybe on Monday at 5 p.m. or it was at Saturday night. And I also watched at what I eated and what was different from the day-to-day routine. So what changed and what are the conditions that lead me for me to do this unhealthy behavior. And by doing that, I was able to manage my addiction, not curing, but not addiction, I don't know if that's the right term, my vice. I was able to manage my vice with food. And I also become very interested in the neuroscience of addiction, pretty fascinating stuff. And I find out that when you start to hardwire, and when your brain start to understand that this behavior is in fact a solution for a problem. So my binge eating episode was a solution for my negative emotion that I was experiencing. The brain starts to associate the two things, and eliminate the association is very difficult over time. So it's difficult, that it's nearly impossible to get cured from an addiction. You just start to become more aware of it, and you start to manage what is going on. And after 2021, I was able to keep my weight class in judo for a couple of years until 2024. Then I wasn't able to keep the same weight anymore. I increased my muscle mass, and I also developed, as my body developed, become physically bigger, but also I wasn't able to withstand the caloric deficit and the stress that I was experiencing in my life. So I'm telling you this because I want to be honest. That's not what will give you the panacea for all of your problems, but increasing awareness absolutely can help you. And the fact that I'm not a fat ass after developing this, let's say, eating disorder, it's a good sign of the fact that increasing your awareness can help you to manage your addiction. I had setbacks. I had thousands of other episodes of relapses during 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024 also, because of stress, bad sleeping, boredom, increased problems in my personal life, increased demands from the outside world. And but understanding what I told you, what want to tell you is that increasing your awareness of what is causing your behavior is something that will help you immensely to manage it and to become better. So build your self awareness and you will be able to achieve more than you can imagine. You can have more control by having more self awareness, you can have more control than you actually think. And by the way, I want to say I'm not a licensed psychotherapist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I don't work with people who have addiction. This is my personal experience. So if you're at the moment experiencing a bad period with addiction, you have some kind of behavior that you want to reduce, please talk with a psychotherapist or try to ask for help, because these are very difficult things to deal with, and by alone it's hard that you're going to make it. It's very hard. But I hope that by using this journaling technique, you can actually improve all of it. By the way, I made a PDF, not a PDF, really, it's a Notion template that I can put in the description and you can use in order to increase your awareness from your addiction episode. Thank you for watching. Remember to aim upward and keep searching for strength.